Hi guys, welcome back to Irish Footy Vlogs. Welcome back to the First Division review show. 3 games out for decision this weekend, a few cancellations, and it was Munster dominance this weekend, Keno. I mean, we'll go through the results in a minute, but we'll start off at Bray. It finished Bray Wanderers 0, Cork City 6. Just incredible result. McGlade with a hat-trick. The third goal he scored was a delightful chip. Coffey with 2, Cian. But they scored 4 goals in 6 minutes, which I just thought, like I said it to someone there, I said, how do you actually get the time to score 4 goals in 6 minutes? Just incredible stuff, and look, shocking stuff from Bray, it has to be said.
Yeah, look, to be honest with you, I couldn't believe it. I genuinely, I've seen the results, and then obviously
Bray to win.
Like that, I just can't get my head around, and we'll get on to the other results as well. Like, there's just some mad scores. Don't know what the story was, but you know, I think first half it seemed evenish. You know,
yeah, it was 1-0 at half time, I should say. Yeah,
and it was evenish, and you know, then you just had 4 minutes of madness, really, or 6 minutes of madness. But it was very like something Cabintelia there, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Look,
yeah,
you know, it's I know people probably won't like that. They're probably calling me baldy, this and that, but
I wasn't thinking about that. I wasn't thinking about that. It just came into me there. But I know what you mean, though. I know what you mean. Yeah, absolutely.
Like the way they used to just fall apart and stuff like that. Look, it's ridiculous, and you know, these are. I won't even say semi-professional, because you know they're training just as much as anyone else. These are professional footballers at the end of the day, and you know they're there to do a job for Bray Wanderers. Look, I know they obviously went out and they didn't go to concede 4 goals in 6 minutes and stuff. It just kind of happened. But if you can't get a grip, so even you never mind 1 goal, then you get a second one real quick, and you're like, okay, just shut up shop here for a few minutes, make the game a bit boring, as I say. But they didn't do that, and it's almost like they went for it even more as the goals went in, which, you know, it's not what you do. You need to ride the storm a little bit, and you know, I was looking at the game, and I didn't know the score actually when I was looking at the highlights. I don't know how I didn't see the score now, but I was saying to myself, what are they doing? And you know, I couldn't believe it. I thought this was, do you know what I genuinely thought? I thought it was one of them, all them videos together. What do you call that word? Start to see.
Compilation video. Compilation video, yeah.
Of all the goals that they've scored in recent years.
It's hard to fathom, honestly, 4 goals in 6 minutes, because you have to get the ball back as well. So, you know, it's very hard to fathom.
I don't know. Like, I genuinely don't know what happened. And look, I don't think it's one of them things that we'll probably never know.
But Bray have to hope this is just one of those weird results, and they come back next week and they perform.
And you know what? I think they will. I think Bray will be up there this year. I've no doubt they will be up there. I did say Cork will be up there too. Because, you know, I just think they signed well. They finished the season off well, and obviously they've started where they finished off. It's the first day of the season. Nothing's lost for Bray. Nothing's lost. Or nothing's won for Cork. You know, it's just one of them mad scorelines that, you know, I was only slagging and saying first day of the season last year against Treaty, it was the most boringest game I've ever seen. And then, you know, this one was probably the total opposite, all in the wrong way. You know,
I thought all these games would be relatively cagey, to be honest with you.
You know, and I just think it's brilliant that we've had such a load of goals. Obviously not great for Bray, and obviously not great for Wexford and stuff like that. But you know, in terms of a bit of eye-catching results there, that you know people might actually look at the First Division now and realise, look, is there great players here, or is the defending bad, you know, type of thing. But you know, there's a bit of an interest there again, and I think, you know, that's probably the only good thing that could probably come out of them results. Look, it's like I said, first day of the season, it's probably one of them things, and look, it's to be honest, it can happen. It can happen so easy in this league, you know. And look, I don't envy Bray, especially with Pat Devlin in that dressing room.
Yeah, I mean, as Keno says, Daz, I mean, look, it's important how Bray react next week because that'll tell a lot about them as well. And look, from Cork's point of view, it's a fantastic result, and the banging 6 goals in any game is unbelievable. And Dylan McGlade scored a hat-trick, took his goals very well. The third goal was a sumptuous finish, to be fair. And, if you can get him consistent, I've said it before, he's a really, really good player. He just needs to be consistent. And obviously, Barry Coffey in particular chipped in with a few. He was on loan last year and did really well. So a good start for him as well. And look, Cork, I did say there could be a little bit of pressure on Colin Healy this season, a little bit more. But that's going to help at the start of the season, isn't it? A 6-0 win at the Carlisle.
Oh, definitely. But I think, firstly, Bray need to put that result behind them and look forward to the next result and just put behind them bad result, get it out of the way, go at it next week. But Cork, I think as well, need to quickly move on from it too and not get carried away by a 6-0 result. It's very easy to get complacent and go into the next game thinking you're all great. Next minute you're a goal down, you're 2 goals down, you're not at it. The fans, getting on your back. It could very easily happen. And I think it's important now that both teams, how both of them actually approach next game is important for opposite reasons. Obviously, Cork, scoring 6 very rarely happens for any team in any league. Very rarely happens. And you have to give them full credit. They went and they got 6 goals and they tore them apart. The defender from Bray was shocking. It was disgraceful. It was disgusting. What were the players at? Absolutely dreadful. They should refund their fans that went down. That's horrible. That shouldn't happen. It's a disgrace. But they're not going to go into it too much because I would just be tearing them to shreds. And I don't want to be doing that because it's just not nice. Oh God, it's just sickening to look at. And I'm sure Cian, being a coach himself, you're looking at this defender and you're going, he's ball watching, he's out of place. Why is he up there? Why is there shape all over the shop? Like, how it is so bad? Pat Devlin was, he's a top coach, and they went through a good pre-season, and that defender was just disgraceful. Them 2 minutes, it was a moment of badness, and I hope for Bray's sake it doesn't happen again. And look, that's all I'm going to say about that because it only made me mad thinking about it, looking at it. Shocking. But from Cork, you can't take anything away from it. They went at them for 4 or 5 minutes. They got goals. They were clinical up front. They took away everything. Dylan McGlade was on fire going through. His chip was absolutely brilliant. The goals were great.
Bray's a former club as well. I think he enjoyed those goals a lot, I'll say as well.
Yeah, he scored. He celebrated quite a lot for them goals. But shocking for Bray, but brilliant for Cork. Can't take anything away from that for Cork, and that goal difference could be vital for them going forward in the season.
Yeah, brilliant start for Cork. It finished Wexford 1-3-5, and I think this might have shocked a lot of people as well. Maybe more so, if it scored it and finished 6-0 at the Carlisle grounds. But a lot of people expected Wexford to be, a team to watch this season as such. But Enda Curran getting 2 in his debut as well, and Treacy just starting where they left off, really, haven't they?
Well, I don't even know anymore, to be honest with you. Look, it was I don't know. I think Treaty probably shut a few people up that were probably putting them down, me included, in terms of, can they sustain it or can they go again after losing a couple of bodies and with the first division strengthening and stuff like that. So I think they probably, look, it's the first day of the season, nothing's won and lost, but I think they put a marker down to say, look, we're still here type of thing, and that's all I can say, really.
No, absolutely. I mean, Daz, I talked about them before, and they haven't lost too many players, and they seem to have a good bond, and there seems to be good dressing room atmosphere, unity in that club as well. And that can be priceless, and as I said, they haven't lost too many players, they haven't brought in too many, but that's almost the point in a way, isn't it? It suits them.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think, though, to not be criticising Wexford from any means, because I like Wexford, but, they probably are the weakest team in Division 1. That's the striking, but you'd be expecting them to be down there, and I would have been expecting Treaty to go there and win. Yeah. I wouldn't say comfortable, but I was expecting a Treaty win, and they've exceeded its expectations. 5 goals, brilliant, really good for them, and a few different goal scorers too is what you want. And 5 goals, 4 goal difference is great going forward for them. And they'll be looking at this and trying to build on this every week now, and go into a different game every week and just keep building and see how far they can get. And they'll have aspirations to go further than last season, of course. And I really hope they do, because I think they're a good club. They've got good people around them. They're growing all the time. They've got a lot more fans this season, and that's definitely going to send shockwaves through the league. people will be taking note of them. 5 goals is a lot. I think for Wexford too, Dinny Corcoran started and played too, which is good to see. It could be interesting to see on his day. We all know the goals he can score. If he can score Wexford 5-10 goals this season, I think he alone could put Wexford in a lot different position than previous seasons if he remains fit and gets on form and gets some service up to him. But 3 great results for them going forward.
I've no doubt Wexford and Wexford and Bray will be right up there, in and around the playoff positions.
I don't think Wexford will be, to be honest with you. I think Bray will be, but I don't think Wexford will be.
Well, I think Wexford will be in and around the bottom of the playoff positions, and I think it'd be that tight that they will be in the race. If you know what I mean.
Well, if you're in the top 4, you have a chance of going up out of a 9-team league. So, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? So, I'd say they'd probably be in and around. Like I said, it's the first day of the season. Nobody wants to get hockeyed out of it like that. And but look, that's what happens. And teams can hold you in this division and in this league in general. If a team shows up, like I'm thinking back on some games. I'm trying to think back, and even yourself, as Bowes, last year you probably created chances against teams that you probably could have won 3 or 4 games. Now I might won, and you probably didn't end up winning it, and a team, I think it just happened that loads of goals just ended up going for you, and wherever they were shooting, it was kind of going in, because we've often been at games, and like even Keith, you think back, Pats and Derry last year up in the Brandywell. Pats probably had 9 or 10 clear-cut chances, and Derry won the game 1-0. If they went in, Pats could have won that game 6 or 7-0. And just happened,
like in the first division last year as well. You're right, because I know there was loads of games in the first division last year where someone came out and got hockeyed one week, and the next week they were winning the game. And I think you have that element in the first division where
that's why we do it.
Exactly. I'd be surprised if Bray or Wexford didn't come out and win next weekend, to be honest. I haven't even looked at the fixtures. That's not even the point. But look, it's very interesting, and things can change weekly, which is fantastic. It finished Athlone 2, Waterford 5 at Athlone Town Stadium, and really this was another big win. Maybe a lot of people would have said this was the most expected of the big wins, let's say. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Although I don't think I was a big win out here either. But Junior got 2 great goals in this game. One very good goal where he got in the cover and actually dribbled by a player or two and scored. Kavanagh opened the score, and Patterson Britton. A couple of late goals for Athlone. Actually, the game was kind of up by then. But in the highlights, a good highlight package of this as well. Athlone did create chances. It's not as if, they didn't create any chances in the game, but you just saw the difference of quality that Waterford bring. And I really feel Waterford are a Premier Division team here in the first division.
Yeah. Look, they are. There's no getting around it. They shouldn't be in that division, and that's the reality. But they are, and they have to beat what's in front of them. And it's tough because, it's tough to do that. It's tough and to have that expectation on you. You have to go and make it happen. Ian Morris has done it now.
Yeah.
Well, I know it's over 3 years, but two seasons in a row in the first division, where he's probably gone to every game as clear favourites, and I mean clear favourites. And it's very tough to, it's very tough to actually deliver, because
clearly he can handle that though, can't he, Cian?
Yeah, he can handle it. He bags of it, he does. And he's an absolutely a top class coach and a top class person. But he can handle that, there's no doubt. But that brings its own level of expectation, and in some games it's a lose-lose situation. And I think we're seeing that with Shamrock Rovers a little bit as well. In terms of, if they win a game 1-0, we're probably criticising them. And, and then if they lose it, they're going to get criticised in anyway. So, I think a lot of games this year, and I think that was probably Ian's downfall at Sheld. He was kind of going into games with a lose-lose type of outcome, and it's mad to think. But look, I've been critical of Shamrock Rovers as well, in terms of, but they're still winning games, and I can see why people are critical. But in terms of this game, look, Keno opened the scoring. Nice to get a goal.
Keno opened the scoring.
Yeah, no, he's a top fella, a good player. He was at Pats as well.
He's had a really good pre-season, actually, which has helped him as well. I know pre-season results mean nothing, but sometimes performances of individuals do. And I think that's helped him coming into the season.
Yeah.
And Athlone, they made a lot of changes late in the day. Obviously, they have a new squad from last season. Martin Russell's come in, very respected coach. But a lot of their signings have been late in the day. And I just wonder, some of them come in from Holland and stuff. I don't know how good they are. It's not me to say how good they are. You know what I mean? None of us do, actually. But they're so hard to judge. And, this game was so difficult for them. And, how did you see them, really?
Yeah, look, Athlone has been a team throughout the last 5, 6, 7 years anyway that keeps getting players from all over the continent coming over, and mixed bags. Some of them have been okay, some of them have been quite poor, and this just been coming from very random places. Like, why aren't they sticking to the league and trying to sign players that knows the league?
Well, would you say they did that last year, though, to be honest, that it didn't work?
You could say that, yeah, definitely, but they still brought in foreign players too. I have
to say that I find it mad how a player from the back end of Holland ends up in Athlone. I don't know. I just find it mad.
I know.
Three of them, Tino. 3 of them.
Yeah. But you know what I mean? I when Pat signed Cyril Guedji back in the day, and now he's in Mayo, and he was a Togo international. Now he's living in Mayo. So it's just I find it mad how these people.
Joey Nadal. Yeah.
Well, one of them players for Athlone was an Ajax underage, so it'd be interesting to see how he was. I can't think of his name off the top of my head, but obviously if he was an Ajax back in the day at his age group, he should have been pretty okay. So it'd be interesting to see how he goes. I think in terms of Sligoman in goals, great keeper, brilliant. We all know what he can do on his day, but I think for 2 or 3 of them goals, I think height kind of caught him out. The free kick was great, but would a bigger keeper got across and saved it, fingertipped it away. The corner, they put I think it was Junior in front of him, and you didn't have the height to get out and stop it. I think that's another one. And there was 1 or 2 other balls that came in, and they were really directing it at his box, knowing he's small. We've tall players. We'll try and capitalise on that. And I think that's something that Athlone need to maybe work on, and realise Sligoman is a great shot stopper. 1-on-1's brilliant, but long range free kicks, balls coming into the box, it's going to hurt Athlone. I think probably might have to try and adapt how to play to stop balls like that coming in, because I think I'm going to be critical of Sligoman this way. I think even in the past he's conceded goals from coming into his box, and a few of them last night went in that way, and that's how they lost the game. And it's interesting, firstly, with Waterford, what Keno said, the way we're in a lose-lose situations. One of the criticisms I was actually going to say about Waterford was, they're critical. They're not going to be happy they conceded 2 goals, but who cares? It scored 5 and won the game. At the bottom end of the day, they won the game, and on paper, I think they've nailed on the best team in the league. They got Martin, they got Murphy in goals. They got the 2 best wingers in the league. I think Nolan was a great centre back. They got Patterson's really, really good. They got a really good team, and for me, they're going to be expected to win probably most games, and they should. But in terms of Athlone, look, it's going to be another hard season for them, and I hope these players that just signed turn out better than what they've had previously. They've got a great ground, and look, I'd love to see them back in the Premier Division sometime, but it's probably not going to happen anytime soon. But hopefully this season they'll finish a bit higher up the table than where they have finished. Their pitch and ground now is really good, but the playing team, I don't think it's going to get much better until they get different kind of investments. But it's going to be a long season again for them, I think.
Yeah, I think they're definitely going to need a few weeks for sure to see how these players settle in and we get a good gauge of them. But guys, we'll leave it there. Thanks for watching, guys. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Hit your bell notification button, like the video, and cheers, guys. Thanks for watching again.